All right, today's video is going to be about putting some new house batteries in my camper. The old ones were 6+ years old, and just like replacing the tires, the ones I had were dead. So I got a pair, and I'm going to run them in parallel to each other and have a little bit more time on them. So let's get into it. All right, we're at the camper, so I just gotta make sure that the power is off to it, and then we'll go from there. But get everything unlocked, opened up, ready to go. All right, all campers are different, but on mine, this is the main cutoff switch for the power, and you can definitely see that it is not turned on since it's not even in there. So if you want to turn it on, see, that's an F, and there you go if it's on, but battery disconnect, off, on. So you should look for something like that to make sure that your batteries are disconnected. All right, and here's where the batteries go on my Jayco. As you can see, I took them out already. We originally only had one battery in here, and of course, like I said at the beginning, I am changing it to have 2 batteries for a little bit more backup power. So we're gonna get those out of the truck, show you the intended wiring that I'm gonna use, because if you put them in series, then you got 24 volts, which is not what you want. We're gonna put them parallel to each other, and that way it maintains the 12 volts that your rig runs on, but it gives you a little bit more capacity. So and with everything running on basically with everything running on 12 volt, it just makes things a little bit better. And eventually I want to get a 12 volt refrigerator to go with everything else. So let's get this going. These are the cables that I got to make jumpers from. They might be a little bit long, but I didn't want them to be too short. And they're 4 gauge, and they're supposed to go from your solenoid to the starter, basically. But what I'm going to use them is jumpers. So those are what I'm using. All right, I have them in there, and like I said, we're gonna put them in parallel. So that means we're gonna wire it positive to positive and negative to negative. So that way you maintain your 12 volts. And then what we're gonna do to make sure that the batteries charge efficiently, we're gonna go to one corner with the positive and the other corner on the other battery with the negative. And that way when it's charging, it is going through both batteries. Basically, think of electricity as water, and it flows. So that's how it's gonna flow through these batteries. So anyways, let me get to work. And but yeah, so it's battery cable, which ends up being a pretty long one. Should have got smaller, but what did I know? And we're gonna do post to post, and then positive and negative. So here it goes. All right, so there it is. It took me all of like 5 minutes to do this, but as you can see, I could have probably used an 18-inch or shit, even 12-inch, because we have a bunch of loops. So there's a negative to negative, and then the positive to positive goes over here, and then we have the positive cable on the positive on this corner, and then the negative is on the negative in the back there. Can't really see it, but so anyways, my whole point to this is you can do this. The batteries are batteries. So I think I paid $149 a piece for these Marine Deep Cycle, and I think the cables were like 15 bucks a piece for the jumpers, and then the other 2 are already in here from your single battery. So if you decide you want to double up your capacity, it's very simple and you can do it. So hopefully this helps you out a little bit. And if you like this and it was helpful, please like and share it. And subscribe. I appreciate it.